Morning, good evening, or whatever time you're in. My name is Jervis Davis, but I'm gonna start off with a question for you. When you hear the word famous, who do you think of? A movie star, a rapper, an athlete, maybe even a YouTuber or a TikTok influencer? Now let me ask something stranger. Have you ever seen someone go viral who isn't particularly talented, wealthy, or powerful? But suddenly, everyone knew their face. All of a sudden, everyone knew their face. They knew who they was, who they were. That's not by accident at all. That's a cultural shift, and that shift is the heart of this research. My question was simple, but uncomfortable. How has how has social media changed the meaning of fame? And what does that say about our values as a society? Not long ago, fame was something controlled by a few powerful industries. If you wanted to be famous, you needed Hollywood, a record label, or even a TV network. Fame was rare, distant, and almost unreachable. Celebrities lived in another world while we watched from the outside. But social media shattered that system, the entire system. Today, the gatekeepers are gone. Now, anyone with a phone, a service, and the right video at the right moment can become famous overnight. A 15-second clip is all you need. A viral tweet is all you need. A live stream that gets a lot of viewers is all you need. Fame does not require a contract anymore. It requires an audience. And even that audience doesn't have to be big. Micro celebrities can have, let's say, 20,000 followers and still influence thousands of people's decisions, emotions, and self image. In my research, studies show that people, especially our generation, no longer see fame as one big category. They see traditional celebrities, influencers, viral personalities, and micro celebrities. Fame is no longer a mountain, it's an entire landscape. But here's where it gets deeper. Social media doesn't just make people famous, it changes why people become famous. Researchers found that followers don't just care about talent anymore, they care about relatability. They follow people who feel like friends, people who share their lives online, their struggles, their insecurities. This creates something that we call a parasocial relationship. In other words, it's a one-sided emotional bond with normally is one person who's online. You don't know them, but your mind feels like you do. That's why influencers can be more trusted than traditional celebrities because they feel real. But there's a trade-off. In order to keep attention, influencers have to constantly perform authenticity. They must be vulnerable, emotional, and available at all times online, even when they don't feel like it. So fame today isn't just about attention, it's emotional labor. It's a performance of realness for an invisible crowd. A crowd you don't even see while you're doing the performance. That changes how people see themselves. It turns identity into a product. It makes you feel as if you're a product for the people rather than a person. Another finding from my research which was even more concerning, is that fame looks more available today, but it's still not equal. Algorithms decide who gets seen. Certain faces, certain bodies, certain lifestyles, and certain trends are pushed more than others. So while social media pretends to be open, there's still a hidden system working in the background. In some ways, we as society didn't destroy the gate. Social media didn't destroy the gate. We just made it invisible. So what does this reveal about us? It reveals that we value visibility We crave validation. We want connection. And we are learning to measure worth through attention. Fame used to be about achievements, but now it's often about presence. And that shift is shaping identity, especially for young people who grow up online. Mainly our generation, mainly every child coming up nowadays. Children are no longer saying, I want to be an actor, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher. Now they're saying, I want to be famous, I want to be an influencer. Not for doing something, but for being seen. So I want to leave you with this thought. If fame is now accessible to anyone at any time, everywhere, then the real question isn't who gets famous or who deserves to be famous. But the real question is, what kind of world are we creating when attention becomes the highest form of value? And even deeper than that, who would you be if no one was watching? Thank you.